Hello and welcome to Nothing But the Science, the channel where we simplify and explain the latest peer-reviewed scientific articles, so you get all the science and none of the BS. So, without further ado, let's get straight to it. This week, we will cover a very interesting study published in the British Medical Journal titled Dietary Intake of Total Animal and Plant Proteins and Risk of All-Cause Cardiovascular and Cancer Mortality, Systematic Review and Dose Response Meta-Analysis of Prospective Cohort Studies by Sina, Nakshi and colleagues. This paper has huge implications because it estimates the relationship between higher protein intake and death from all causes. The main result of the paper is that individuals who have a high intake of protein have an 11% lower risk of dying from any cause compared to those with diets low in protein. Interestingly, these benefits were only significant for individuals who consumed high amounts of plant proteins. In fact, consuming high quantities of plant protein also reduced the risk of cardiovascular disease by 12%. The authors estimated that every additional 3% of energy intake from plant proteins reduces the risk of death from all causes by 5%. On the other hand, the consumption of high amounts of animal protein did not reduce the risk of mortality from any cause significantly. The authors also mentioned that high consumption of animal proteins was associated with an increased risk of cancer and diabetes in other studies. Overall, all available studies support the beneficial effects of plant proteins on human health. To arrive at these results, the authors screened 18,683 research papers, out of which 31 studies were included in the final analysis. These studies included over 700,000 participants. The authors used random effects models to estimate the pooled effect sizes and observed moderate to high levels of heterogeneity across the papers. This means that the individual studies included in this paper adopted slightly different methods, and the results should be interpreted with caution. Further, most of the studies did not account for other nutrients which could lead to biased results. For example, not accounting for the amount and type of dietary fat which is present in most food sources of protein could affect the independent association of protein intake with mortality. However, the results are less generalizable to low or middle income countries in which diets are carbohydrate rich and consumption of animal sources is low. Overall, the results from this study tell us a simple thing, that substituting sources of animal protein like red and processed meats with plant proteins like lentils and beans will enable us to live longer and healthier lives. If you like our content, press the like button and subscribe to our channel so we can keep bringing you the science, the whole science, and nothing but the science.